So that was the story of Jonah. Strange, like I said, but really cool. At the end of the day, Jonah trusted God and everything was fine. But again, it was a little bit scary at the beginning because God had tasked him with this amazing job of going to tell these people who he was scared about. He was like, what if I go and tell them and maybe it doesn't work out, God? And maybe they're like, I don't know, maybe they eat me. I don't know. But instead of that, he got eaten by a fish. I mean, imagine that. Made me think I don't like boats, like out on the sea and then suddenly rip and then inside the belly of a whale. Anyway, whatever. There's actually a really, really cool song by a band called Newsboys called The Belly of a Whale. So if you want to go and check that out, check it out. It talks about being inside the belly of a whale. Anyway, I can blabber on about this all day. Get it? Blabber on. Minnie, did you get my joke? Yeah. It's as bad as the others. I'm having a whale of a time. Anyway, guys, we're going to go and we're going to play... no, we're not. We're going to do memory verse first. Let's do memory verse because the memory verse is really cool. It's that one we've been learning for the last few weeks, all about Jeremiah 17 verse 7, where it says, but blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. Because when we trust in God, we're blessed because God comes through for us all the time because he's trustworthy. Sometimes there's things we just can't do in our own strength and we've got to rely on God to help us through stuff. So that's my challenge for you guys, like this week. Maybe you need to go and tell your friends or family or a complete stranger about Jesus. Maybe you just feel prompted to go and do something awesome. Like I'm reminded of a time where we were walking down the road and my son was eating a Kit Kat and he saw a lady who was poor and didn't have much. And he was like, Daddy, I really want to give the lady a Kit Kat like that story, the Good Samaritan. And he did. And it was really cool. And he even remembers it to this day. And I'm sure it blessed that lady as well. Maybe not because it was a Kit Kat, but because it was a good, kind thing to do. But you guys can do things like that. So even if it's praying into a situation, you're never too young to pray and to ask God. I love the fact that when Jesus is talking to the disciples about young children, he says to the disciples, you see these kids, they have more faith than you guys. Because when they pray, they believe. So guys, when you pray, let us believe and trust that Jesus will do the impossible because I believe he can. All right, so now we're going to go into the game time. Our game time this morning is Matthew Says, or Matt Says. I'll make it a bit easier because my name's really long, so sometimes I'll just go with Matt. So if Matt says put your hands on your head, then you put your hands on your head. If Matt says touch your ears, then you must touch your ears, not touch your nose, because if you touch your nose, then you're out. Okay, you got it? Lovely. We've played this before, so I'm not going to give you a chance. You've just got to be on the ball right now. Not physically on a ball, because that might be a bit dangerous. But anyway, Matt says touch your ears. Matt says touch your head. Matt says touch your nose. Matt says wiggle your ears. Matt says touch your nose. You're touching your head, aren't you? If you're touching your head, that's one life gone. 2 left. If you're touching what I asked you to touch, then you're still in, because I can't remember. Was it your nose? And I touched my head. I think it was. Anyway, Matt says touch your nose. We'll start there. Matt says touch your head. Matt says touch your chin. Touch your ears. Now, Matt said touch your ears, but Matt didn't say Matt says touch your ears. So if you touched your ears, I'll give you a chance. But Matt didn't say Matt says. So that's the point of the game. So anyway, let's go. One last round. Matt says touch your shoulders. Matt says turn around while touching your shoulders. Matt says touch your head. Matt says touch your ears. Matt says touch your nose. Matt says touch your chin. Matt says bobble your head. Touch your ears. See that? Touch your ears. Matt said it, but then he didn't touch his ears and he touched his head. So if you did that as well, then you're out. If you didn't and you just carried on bobbling your head, then well done to you. You're a winner. Actually, all of you guys are winners because you're all awesome. Anyway, that's the end of our show for today. God bless you guys. Remember, if you want some merch, like the cool shirt that the pastor and Minnie was wearing, let me know. If you want a beanie, let me know too. And we look forward to seeing you guys live on the 16th of May. If you've got a joke, please send them to me. Because I'm really desperate. Like I'm asking the pastor to come and help with jokes. And let's be honest, my jokes were better than his, right? Yeah. Anyway, before I upset Minnie, guys, God bless you. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Goodbye.